Good evening to everyone. Today, I am again with you with the module Prepare Budget and Control Cost for Banquet Operations. So, this subject is mapped with the restaurant managers, B.Voc Hospitality and Tourism, mapped to THC N0321 V3.0. Okay, so we are going to discuss this topic today. The learning outcomes, the first is theory. We are purely focusing on theory today. The first step is prepare budget, how to prepare budget for banquets and financial records, cost control methods. We will also be discussing procurements of supplies and equipment, pricing strategy and menu planning. This practical we are not going to discuss today. Budget preparations and steps related to banquet service. This is the first step where we are covering forecast expected business volume, estimate revenue by event type, identify cost heads, food and beverage labor setup utilities, allocate resources, prepare monthly and annual budget, review and revise periodically. So first is forecast expected business volume in the banquet services. Forecasting business volume is the first and most critical step in preparing the banquet budget. It helps estimate how many event the banquet will host and the expected number of the guests, which becomes the base for revenue, staffing, food cost, and procurement planning. How to analyze the past performances? Review. First, we do review. Number of events held in previous years or months, type of event, wedding, conferences, MICE, social events, corporate events, average guest count per event, seasonal peaks, wedding seasons, festive seasons, and off seasons. So when we are talking about the banquet, while we are doing any forecasting, any planning, so we always see the last year records when and we also analyze the this year what events are happening, what are the upcoming states. We check with the sales also whether we are in the room sales, we are in the room no other part which is banquet also we are will discussing with the same, and accordingly based on the performances the budgeting and forecasting is done. So example, last year we did 180 events, peak season average 20 events per month, and lean season average 8 month 8 event per month. So identify market trends is one of the major is subject while we're doing the forecasting. Study trends affecting banquet demand, increase in destinations weddings, rise in corporate meetings and events, demand for theme-based event and economic condition affecting spending power. So we need to analyze all these factors while we'll do market trends. How to evaluate current bookings and inquiries, review all advanced bookings, tentative, what are the tentative business we have, what cancellations we have, and inquiry in the pipelines. These provide short-term reliable forecasts. Consider internal factors. What are the internal factors? Internal variable that influence banquet volume, new menus, packages we are introducing, renovation or expansion of banquet halls, promotional activities and changes in the pricing strategy. Example, new corporate weekday package can increase weekly booking. So this generally the hotels do with adding the banqueting or F&B sales also. Next point, consider external factor. What are the external factors which influence the forecasting? External influence includes local competition, wedding market, demand in the city, government rules, noise restrictions, F&B regulations, and seasonal festivals and holidays. Use forecasting techniques. Common method used in hospitality budgeting. First is trend analysis. Use historical data to predict future event volume, as I discussed uh, in the first slide. Moving average, take a average event volume of last 3 to 6 months to predict next period. Percentage increase decrease method if event grows 10%. So as I discussed, what we do, we all while we are doing the forecasting, we do on month by month basis, creating the charts of all the events happening in the cities, analyzing the historical data, last year data. Uh, forecast if expected business volume, banquet services. Create monthly volume forecast, break yearly forecast into monthly expectations for accuracy. As I made here with the examples, monthly forecast in January month, as we are expecting 18 events, and average guest will be 180 per event, and total guest we are expecting 3240. In February we are expecting 22 events, 200 average per guest and 4400 total guest. In March we are expecting 12 events, 150 guests and 1800s. This base becomes the base for revenue, food cost and labor requirements to make the planning and to do the forecasting. So forecast expected business volumes, banquet services, a review and audit, review and adjust regularly. Forecast must be updated at least monthly because unexpected cancellations can occur. Sudden peak demand periods may arise and market conditions may change. Okay, so estimating revenue by event types help the banquet department understand how much income each category of event is expected to generate. This is essential for preparing the annual budget, managing resources, pricing menus, and planning staffing requirements. Identify common event types. Banquets usually host different kinds of events such as wedding and receptions, corporate conferences, seminars, social gatherings, birthday, anniversary, engagement, etc. MICE events, in MICE comes meeting, incentive, conference, exhibitions, corporate parties, annual days, government NGO event and club or association meetings. Each event type has unique pricing, guest count, and revenue potentials. Okay. This is the one of the example of package rates. Wedding package is 2000 per person, corporate package is 1200 per person, social event package is 1500 per person, high tea is 600. Estimate average guest count per event type. Use past data, seasonal trends and booking to estimate. Event type: wedding 200 to 50 to 500, corporate events 50 to 150, social events. So this is how we plan on different scenarios. Calculate revenue per event. Formula for revenue, you know, package rate into number of the guests. So for example, wedding package is 2000 rupees and 300 guests are coming, so 6 lakh per event. Estimated number of event per year. Use forecasted business volume monthly or yearly. Example yearly estimate: 30 weddings, 40 corporates, 50 social events and 20 mice we are expecting. So we will do the calculation accordingly on the forecasting. So if you see here, calculate annual revenue by the event type, multiple revenue per event into number of events. Example table: annual revenue projections. Event type, in event type we are looking at wedding, corporate, seminar, social events and mice events. Average package rate 2000 for wedding, corporates 1200 and social events 1500, mice 1800. So average guest we are expecting 300, 100, 150, 200 per event. Here 6 lakh, 1 lakh, 20,000, 2 lakh, 25,000, 3 lakh, 60,000. So estimated number of event we are expecting and the calculation is made accordingly. So total estimated annual revenue is coming 4 crore 12 lakh 50,000 rupees. So include additional revenue streams. Some banquet events generate extra income, decoration charges, DJ and lighting, service charges, beverages, alcohol and non-alcohol, AV, equipment rental, parking charges, stall, etc. This can add 10 to 13% extra revenue depending upon the event. Review seasonal pricing, wedding peak seasons, corporate, so all those things we need to review while doing the projections. So identify cost heads in the banquet services. Cost heads, what is cost head? Also the cost category. Help the banquet department track expenses, cost control and measures profitability. Correction identifications of cost heads is essentials for preparing an accurate annual budget. Banquet operations generally include four major cost heads: food and beverage costs. These are the costs, direct costs of food and drink served during the event. Component of food and beverage costs: raw ingredients, vegetable, meat, poultry, dairy, spices, beverages, tea, coffee, soft drinks, juices, alcohol beverages if applicable, bakery and dessert items, condiments and accomplishments, special dietary items and purchase ready-made items, ice cream, packed sweet, etc. Why it is important? F&B is often the largest cost had in the banquet and directly affect the profitability. So identify cost heads in the banquet services. First comes the labor cost. Labor cost covers the wages and benefit of staff involved in the banquet operations. Component of labor cost: permanent staff, banquet manager, supervisor, service staff, kitchen, chef, housekeeping, etc. Casual contractual staff, extra service staff during the event, which is required. The decor staff, the fire security staff, and loader setup. Other labor related costs includes overtime payments, training expenses, informal laundry, and staff meals. So next comes setup and operational costs. These are the costs related to the organizing and preparing the banquet space. Component of setup cost: decor, table setups, cutlery, crockery, glassware. So these are the component of setup cost. Utility and overheads. These includes all indirect operational expenses needed to run the banquet facilities. Component of utility and overheads: electricity, this gas, fuel, water consumptions, laundry, cleaning supplies and chemical maintenance and repairs, waste disposal, pest control, administrative cost, and insurance. So identify cost heads in banquet services. This is the summary table for the better understanding I made here. First is coming cost heads, key subcategories, nature, and so food and beverage in cost comes raw material, beverage, and desserts. This is the direct cost which is impacting meat, vegetable, juices, etc. Labor cost comes permanent and casual staff, semi-variable, chef, server, loader. Setup cost comes decor, AV, furniture, linen, variable, flower, decor, table setups. Utility and overheads comes under electricity, gas, and laundry. This is the indirect cost. So allocate resources, banquet services. Resource allocation means assigning the right amount of money, manpower, material, and equipment to different banquet activities so the operation runs efficiently and profitability. In banquet budgeting, resource allocation shows that forecasted revenue, expected event volume, and cost heads are matched with appropriate resources. Allocate financial sources. Budget allocation based on the forecast and identified cost heads divide the budget amount. Food and beverage, raw material purchasing, beverage procurement, seasonal high demands items, and emergency stock. When we are talking about the labor staff, salaries, contract staff, those all comes the resource allocations. Setup and decor, utility and overheads, staff, service staff allocations, kitchen staff allocations, sports staff allocations, allocated material resources. These all are the part of the allocation sources. So next we are coming prepare monthly annual budget. Preparing a budget means estimating future revenue and expenses for a specific period. In banqueting, budgeting helps control cost, plan resources, set targets, and measure profitability. Banquet budget are usually prepared in two stages: monthly and annual budgets. Steps to prepare a monthly budget. First step is forecast monthly event volume. So this the SAC estimated. This is formula is given. I know estimated monthly revenue formula is number of events revenue per event. Prepare revenue estimated for each event. Example, wedding 8 events, so 6 lakh 848. Corporate and all those multiplications has been done. You can see the 64 lakh total monthly revenue. Steps to prepare a monthly budget. Set. So this is the setup and decor, lean, and these all the utility overhead, electricity over, cost F&V, labor, setup, utilities. This is 37 lakh rupees. So calculate monthly profit, total cost, profit 64,000, 37,000 is total cost, so 27,000. Okay, profit which has been done, revenue and total cost. So 27 we are saving here. The variance is coming. Check actual versus the budgeted performance. If costs exceed budget, identify regions. Wastage, overtime, wrong procurement. If revenue is lower, reevaluate pricing or marketing. Apply corrective actions next. Steps to prepare an annual budget. An annual budget is created by combining all monthly budgets and making adjustment for seasonality, expected growth rates, new pricing strategy, renovation, etc. So step by step annual budget. First step is combine all 12-month revenue plans, calculate annual profits. The fourth can make adjustment, and then summary of those things: monthly budget and annual budget. Summary month key steps: forecast event volume, estimate revenue, estimate monthly forecast, calculate monthly profits, and compare actual versus budget. Annual budget combine all monthly budgets, account for seasonal variance, add fixed and variable costs, include capital and expenditure, and review and finalize. So next we are discussing now is review and revise periodically banqueting budgeting. A banquet budget should not remain fixed for the entire year since event demand, price, and operational condition keep changing. It is essential to review the budget regularly and revise estimate when required. This ensures that the banquet department remains profitable, efficient, and aligned with business goals. Purpose of regular review help identifying variance between budgeted and actual performance, control overspending early, adjust resources allocation, improve forecasting accuracy, respond to market changes. Review frequency. Banquet budgets are usually reviewed at monthly. Most common review cycle, compare actual versus expenditure, make corrections for next month. Quarterly, mid-yearly, annually, the reviews they done. So review and revise periodically banquet budgeting, cost variance, profit margin. We discuss event trends, identify cause of variance. So next steps is coming. Make adjustments, revenue forecasting, expense budget, resource allocation, pricing strategy, documentations, and changes. So when we are talking the revenue forecast, adjust expected number of bookings, revise guest count expectations, update booking rates. Expenses budget, reallocate funds between cost heads, increase food and beverage budget if price rise, and add budget for additional staff in peak months. Resource allocations, hire extra staff temporarily, order more supplies during peak months, and reduce procurement during lean months. Pricing strategy, introduce seasonal pricing, offer corporate weekday package, and increase wedding season rates. Document and communicate changes. Every revision must be documented and shared with banquet managers, directors, or the higher authority. Continuous improvement, regular review and revision lead to better forecasting accuracy, improved cost control, higher profit margins, efficient resource management, and better quality of service. Summary, review and revise periodically. Key steps: review monthly, quarterly, annually, compare budget versus actual figures, identify revenue cost variance, analyze cause of differences, adjust revenue cost and resource plan, and communicate revised target. Use insight to improve future budgeting. So cost control method is, we will be discussing standard purchase specifications, portion control, waste management, inventory control, comparative analysis, vendor management. So first comes is the standard purchase specifications. Standard purchase specifications are detailed written descriptions of the quality, quantity, and characteristics of item to be purchased for banquet operation purpose. Ensure uniform quality of food and supplies, help maintain consistent cost, prevent overbuying and buying wrong products. Support suppliers in delivering accurate orders and minimizes wastage and improves inventory control. Key component, product name and detailed description, quality, grade, for example, premium, standard, organic. Size and weight of items, packaging type, etc. Bulk, vacuum packed. Approved supplies, price range and negotiated price, shelf life and storage of requirement and delivery schedule. Next, we are coming to the portion control. Portion control refers to the practice of serving predetermined consistent quantities of food and beverage to maintain cost, quality, and consumer satisfactions. Why portion control is important? Ensure consistent food cost, minimize wastage and over portioning. Maintain standard quality and taste, help forecast accurate quantities for banquet event and improve profit margins and reduce operational losses. Methods of portion control: use of standard recipes with exact measurement, pre portions, items, meat cuts, dessert, salad, use of weighing scales, ladders, scoop portions, spoons, pre-plated. Service for banquet, use of portion charts for staff and monitoring by supervisors and staff. Benefit of banquet operations: predictable food cost per pax, helps maintain uniform service for all guests, reduce kitchen error and last minute shortage of enhances overall profitability. When we are talking about waste management, involves systematic control of food, beverage and operational wastage to reduce losses, improve efficiency and enhance profitability in banquet operations. Type of waste in banquet operations: food waste, spill, trim, excess cooking, leftover buffet items. Beverage waste, operational waste, energy waste. Waste management takes proper menu forecasting, batch cooking, use of standardized recipe, first in first out, strict portions control, reuse of safe leftovers, monitor buffet refills, waste tracking sheets tool, And tool practices, color coded bin for dry, wet food wastage, separate collections for recyclable waste, clear SOPs for food handling and storage, temperatures locked to avoid spoilage and regular wastage audit. So in inventory control, how we do inventory control refer to systematic tracking, recording, and monitoring of all food, beverage, and operational supplies to prevent shortage, overstocking, spoilage, and theft. Objective of inventory control: maintain optimal stock levels, reduce food cost, and by minimizing waste and spoilage, ensure availability of items during banquet operations. It prevent pilferage and misuse and support accurate budgeting and forecasting. Key inventory control techniques: par stock item minimum and minimum stock level. Maintain minimum and maximum stock level. Sorry. First in, first out, first expiry, first out. Daily stock taking, physical count of key items, bin card and stock register, record recipe and issues, ABC analysis, categorize item by value, A high, V medium, C low. Perceptual inventory system, continuous stock monitoring, inventory valuation methods, first in, first out, okay, weighing average. Tool and documentation, stock sheets, inventory logbooks, store requisitions. We are discussing inventory control. From purchase order records, temperature logs for perishable storage and software systems, PMS, POS, ERP, enterprise source planning, which is ERP full form, IDS Fidelity. Benefit in banquet operations: reduce cost leakage, ensure smooth workflow and timely service, improve profit margin, enhance operational planning, and support accurate menu, pricing, and cost control. Comparative analysis: actual versus budget. Comparative analysis is the process of evaluating actual performance, revenue, expenses, consumption, and guess the budget target to identify variance and take corrective actions. Purpose of comparative analysis: to measure operational efficiency, to identify cost overruns or saving, to support accurate forecasting for future events, to ensure budget compliance, and to improve profit margin in banquet operations. Key component of actual versus budget comparison: revenue analysis, expected revenue versus actual revenue per event; cost analysis, food cost, beverage cost, labor costs, setup costs, utilities; identify area of overspending. So when we are discussing the variance calculations, variance actual minus budget, positive variance is overspending, negative variance is saving. Root cause analysis: incorrect forecasting certain price changes, basis pilferage, over portioning, and high labor or overtime charges. Tool for comparative analysis: variance reports, cost sheet and consumption reports, ERP and post systems, inventory and purchasing data, and banquet event orders summaries. So benefit: ensure financial discipline, help maintain profitability, support data-driven decision making, and enhances transparency and accountability. When we are doing the vendor management is the process of identifying, selecting, evaluating, and maintaining relationship with supplier to ensure timely procurement of quality goods and service at competitive price. Objective of vendor management: ensure consistent quality of raw materials and equipment, maintain cost efficiency through negotiated pricing, guarantee timely supply of goods for banquet operations, build long-term and reliable supply relationships, and reduce risk related to supply chain disruptions. Key activities in vendor management: vendor selection, rate negotiation, vendor evaluations, vendor performance tracking, maintaining vendor records, vendor audits. Criteria for vendor evaluations, tool and documentations. These all are the what is the procurement process. Identify requirements, request for quotations, vendor comparison we do, purchase order creations, receiving and inspection, record keeping. These all are covered here. Okay. The last is menu planning. Type of events, which is the corporate wedding and socials, guest profile and expectations, cost per cover, season availability, food cost percentage, calculations, profitability targeting. Menu planning, as we discussed, these are the three. Guest profile and expectation, age group, culture, background, dietary restrictions, preferences, veg, non-veg, regional cuisine, and special needs, gluten-free, Jain food, infant elderly consideration. Cost per cover, determine the budget per person, decide menu varieties and number of items, help in controlling food cost and avoiding unnecessary items. Seasonal availability, choose ingredients that are fresh, readily available, and cost-effective seasonal produce improves quality and reduce cost and avoid of season expensive items. Food cost percentage calculation: estimate cost of ingredient using standard recipe calculations. Food cost percentage: cost of food sold divided by selling price into 100 and maintain ideal food cost percentage 28 to 35% for banquets. Profitability targeting: the select item with a higher contribution margin, balance high cost and low cost dishes, set menu pricing to achieve targeted profit margins, and avoid basis through accurate portions and proper planning. So pricing cost plus pricing, competitor based pricing, value based pricing, package pricing for banquet, cost plus pricing, add a markup percentage to the total cost. Selling price, cost plus markup percentage, ensure all costs are covered and profit is guaranteed, common in banquet operations for predictable margin. Competitor based pricing based on the market, comparison with nearby hotels, restaurant or event venue. Value based price is set on the perceived value to customer, not just on cost. So these big brands work on that criteria. Package pricing for banquet: offer fixed price package based on menu type, number of items and whole change charges plus food plus beverage plus services. So this is practical. Thank you very much. So the whosoever is watching my video till then, I would argue to please kindly like, subscribe and share my uh, hospitality and tourism education insight channel. Thank you very much. I hope you are enjoying my this educational video. Have a good day.